So this is tram 708 behind us. Now unfortunately 710 is more famous than this one because it was the tram that hit Alan Bradley, as you may remember, from 1989 on Coronation Street. So it's currently at Fleetwood. It is coming back later on, but this is the closest one we've got. So let's do a reconstruction, shall we?
Come back, you stupid bitch!
Rita!
I like it.
Hello and welcome to a new adventure. And today we're back in Blackpool and I'm here at Tramtown, which is the former Rigby Road Heritage Tram Depot. Now shortly I'm going to hand you over to David, our tour guide, who came with us on some of the Winter Gardens videos, and he's going to take us on a heritage tram tour around this depot, and we're going to take a look at some of the trams that you'll be familiar with seeing down on the prom, and also we're going to take a look at the Illumination Trams as well.
So, welcome to Blackpool's Tramtown, the depot tour of Blackpool Transport Services Limited and the heritage site of the old trams that still exist here in Blackpool. In 1885, on the 29th of September, the tramway opened on a conduit system. It was basically a similar system to, say, a scale-electric set, where the tracks were as normal, but in the middle of the track there was a little slot. But the tram then picked up the electricity and went on its little merry way between here at Rigby Road and Blundell Street originally down to Cocker Square. However, because the sea wall hadn't been built as it is today, the tramway from time to time would actually grind to a halt as the water got into the electrical system and the trams couldn't run anymore. And so in 1899 they developed and took on board the overhead system, which we still have today. Also in this area here, the work started to expand from the area over at Blundell Street, which is now a housing estate, which has recently been built on the site of the old original 1885 depot. It moved over this side of the road because it basically ran out of space over there. The town was expanding, more bus routes, more tram routes, more people, and therefore you needed a bigger and bigger enterprise to run the trams and buses from the 20s onwards. So we're here now in the paint shop, and apparently this and the body shop next door were brought into use in about 1920 or so. And so it's got a bit of history to itself as well as being quite historic in the sense of doing about 100 years worth of hand painting of trams and buses. As you can see, Balloon Car 723, which rather optimistically is bannered up for North Station, which could actually happen because of course we've got the new extension up to North Station, which is now there and has been tested in the last week or two. And also, as we go around, you might be able to see some of the signs of the old adverts for the Illuminations. So now we're in the body shop, which has two halves. One half deals with the trams, and the other half still deals with the buses. Again, up in the ceiling, you've got the sort of the aircraft hangar appeal of the building as it was, as it came from the Manchester area in the 1920s, from what we understand. But what we have here also are a few of the sort of little gems that we've got as part of the museum, of the attraction of Tramtown, and one of them is right here. It's a very big dinky toy, basically. Now this was made for the 1985 tramway centenary. As I said, the tramway started on the 29th of September 1885. So in 1985, it was 100 years old. And basically this ran up and down a little bit of track, probably about, I don't know, 30 or 40 foot. We can use it for promotions. It's got little wheels on it. There's like a little trolley. But also it's part of Blackpool's tramway history, celebrating the 100 years back as the tableau in 1985. What we've also got an example of is one of the older adverts. Over the years there have been some very spectacular adverts, all hand done, all done still by hand to this day. And this one was the Terror Tram, which advertised part of the Pleasure Beach Passage del Terra. So here in the body shop we have two hulks of trams. When tramways finished, a lot of the tram bodies were sold off usually for 10 or 20 pounds, as a garden shed, effectively, or a hen house or something of that ilk. This is Lytham 43. Used to be a double-deck, closed-top tram from the Lytham St Anne's system. Lytham St Anne's was an unusual system in that it originally started as a gas tramway. The trams were powered by gas, which they filled up in the street. However, they did eventually switch over to electricity, and this is one of the electric trams from the turn of the last century. Shortly we'll see the standard trams, which were called that because they had a standard design throughout the country. Every town had a similar looking tram. Blackpool then went into the balloon cars and the rail coaches, which were a bit different in the 30s. But the vast majority of the standard trams from Blackpool were built literally here where we stood now in the body shop. So now we're in the fitting shop, where all the major work, sort of more underneath the trams, like the motors and chassis and bogies, are repaired and refurbished. Now in the fitting shop, you've got to remember Blackpool is the only surviving tramway from the first generation in the sort of mainland of Britain. A lot of them have come back, like Croydon and Nottingham and Edinburgh and places like that, and Sheffield and Manchester, of course. But Blackpool carried on right the way through when everyone else was getting rid of them. So in the 60s and 70s, even into the 80s, if we needed any parts, then we had to basically make them ourselves because there was nowhere to go and get them anymore. So what we did, we had a blacksmith. The blacksmith comes in, makes what we need, and fits it onto the tram. Well, there can't be very many councils in Britain that still have a blacksmith. Right, a lot of people don't realise that trams and trains have tyres just the same as anyone with a car. It's just that they're made out of steel rather than made out of rubber. If you've ever been on a train and you've heard it go thump, 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 that's called a flat spot. So we have to re-tyre them occasionally. Trams do have tyres, just the same as your car. They're just not made out of rubber and got Pirelli on the side.
So we've made it here to the actual Rigby Road tram depot, which is where they store all their trams. Now there's capacity in here for just over 100 trams, and a lot of them you will recognise. And also, we're going to see some of the Illumination Trams as well.
Right, we're here in Hopton Road, Rigby Road depot, which is the main depot for the Blackpool trams, the Heritage trams. There are now basically 3 fleets of tram in Blackpool. The A fleet are the Flexities. We won't see any of those today unless you're out on the prom. Then there's a B fleet. B fleet is basically an old 1930s balloon car, double deck, that have been added to slightly. What they've done is amended the doors so that basically each tram can go to every stop, because when the upgrade happened in 2012 they made the stops so that they're accessible. So to keep with their compliance, it means wheelchairs and pushchairs and prams can easily get on and off the trams. You can basically then take out a B fleet, which will augment or help out the Flexities if they can't cope with the amount of people that want to get around the town. C fleet is the old Heritage ones, but most of them have gone back into original livery, and they're not having any DDA compliance because they're given a special dispensation, but they can only pick up from certain stops on the tramways, about 8 or 9 stops. So they're usually mainly special tours, enthusiast tours, and the public can go on them as well, and that augments the funding for keeping the building going and the trams, and also the roof fund, which is part of what the fundraising for the tours goes towards. So we're now stood in front of 754, a big bright yellow tram, painted a different colour to all the other trams in the fleet because it's an engineering tram, it's not for the public. But 754, apart from being used for engineering at night mainly, and repairing any emergencies that happen on the overheads or the track work, they can also take trams in and out of the body shop and the paint shop for the refurbishments that they need. People, certainly the enthusiast side, ask us where is such and such a tram. So what we've come up with is this, and basically it would show where a tram was. So we've got a smaller version here that just shows basically where everything is, so you can sort of see the one you want to see. So now we're in the electrical compound, which is basically where anything to do with the overhead, pantographs, electrical wiring is maintained and repaired here. There's this wonderful contraption in the background you can see, which is a bit Heath Robinson, but 2 levels. So obviously if that's for the lower one is for single-decker repairs and the other one for double-decker repairs. Behind us here is Blackpool 147, another standard tram, which left in the 60s. It went to America because we didn't need them here anymore. They were being superseded and the inland routes were being shut, so we didn't need as many trams as we had originally had. Now the building you see in the far right hand corner of the electrical compound is going to be the archive, where most of the things that have survived, many of which are unique to Blackpool, will be kept. And it does lead on to a little story about the windows here. A guy called Michael, who actually does some of the repairs here, and he was looking down at a tram that was on this section here, and he saw the whole of the top deck completely covered with people, but in Victorian dress or Edwardian dress. Looked back again, they'd all disappeared. There are many stories in this area, in the depot and the surrounding area, of ghosts. And shortly we are going to be introducing a ghost tour of the tram depot. So here we've got 726. This is the last of the balloon cars ever built, last of the class. It's now privately owned and is getting restored slowly bit by bit. But you've taken the panels off and you can see probably best on this left-hand end here that the subframe is starting to sag. The thing is, they were never built for 80 to 90 years of use. They were built for probably 20 or 30 years. And so eventually it'll get restored. Right, so we're on board a Coronation Tram now. These were unique to Blackpool, named because they were introduced in the 1953 coronation year for Her Majesty the Queen. Got a bit of a name for themselves, unfortunately, but for being a bit heavy on the track. Nothing sounded like a coronation. They would hum along. They were just incredible. Yeah, got the reversible seats as well. 3 survive, and now all 3 are here that survive of the 25 that were ever built. So here we have 706, or Princess Alice, one of the open-top double-deckers. This is how the first batch arrived, with no roof. And as I say, in the wartime, they wanted them to be operated all the time, so they put roofs on everything so that they all matched the second batch, which were brought in as closed-toppers. And so this is now the only open-top double-decker. So now I've got Bolton 66. This really started the heritage kick, if you like, with the trams in Blackpool. Bolton Corporation, of course. A lot of people came from Bolton for the holiday stills. There were still a few Wakes Weeks sort of holidays happening, and people had carried on even if the Wakes Weeks weren't still happening, to come from Bolton and Wigan and Manchester area. So they would rather like a Bolton tram to ride on as part of their holiday. It's nearly been as long in Blackpool now as it was ever in Bolton in service.
Now, a lot of you, when I mention the Blackpool Trams, will immediately think of the Illumination Trams. I do. And there's a few of them that you'll still see running up and down the prom during the illuminations. But there is one that I haven't seen for a long time. And here it is. It's the famous rocket tram. Do you remember this? With all the lights on it. The famous angled one. And you used to board it, I believe, from the back here, up the stairs, and in that way, because it's on a slant, if you can just see. I'll just show you this picture here.
Yeah, so as Darren said, this is the rocket tram, or Tramnik 1 as it was originally named, one of the famous illuminated trams. It's now out of service, unfortunately, because it's sort of seen better days. The issue that there is with it, however, is that if you've noticed how Darren showed you that you get in and out of the tram, is right in the middle of the tracks. So they had to withdraw this for health and safety reasons. So here we have the hover tram, another illuminated, not currently in service. As you can see, it is sort of looking a bit sort of shabby, but it hopefully, in the not too distant, could get funding to be put back on the track again, and hopefully in the not too distant it'll get restored and be back out on the track again. Like most people's favourite probably is the Santa Fe. It's actually 2 trams. You've got the tram at the front, which is the locomotive, and then you have the carriage at the back, which is made out of an old pantograph car. And so this is 2 trams in one, and a lot of people prefer this to any of the other illuminated ones. So this is Sevic, one of our other illuminators, the most recent one, and it's basically just one of these single-decker rail coaches that's been sort of messed about with a little bit, put the bodywork around a little bit to make it look like a trawler, and sponsored by Fisherman's Friend, who are just up the coast at Fleetwood. And finally, for the illuminators, we've got HMS Blackpool, commonly known as the frigate, recently refurbished again for a few years more service.
So we're at the former tram offices, which is in the depot in the far corner. Now these are no longer used today. They're awaiting restoration to make them fit for use again. But shall we have a quick look round, because I'm told they may be dilapidated, but they're very interesting to see anyway. So we'll just have a quick pop up the stairs. I've got to be very careful because they are very old. But as you can see, it is in need of repair. These are so stuck in time. I'm gonna look at the old furniture in here. And as you can see, the roof is coming down in here as well. A tropical growth over there. An old fax machine in the corner, look at that. That's going back. Then you've got things like the old cabinets for storing the drawings, the electrical drawings, and various tools. Yeah, very vintage. You've got to see it. If you're going to see the tram depot, we may as well have a look at the offices, and you can see right across the depot there. Now, whilst we're here at Tramtown, it's worth talking about that, the roof. Now, you can't see it today because it's not raining, but when it does, it's very leaky. Basically, the roof is in need of urgent repairs, and they can't get the funding for it. So what they're trying to do is to raise the money themselves. Now, I'm going to cut and show you the totalizer on the wall outside so you can see what they've raised so far. But all the tours that they do here at Tramtown, and the merchandise and all the things like that goes towards the upkeep of the roof, and eventually they're hoping to replace the whole roof with a brand new roof. Well, I hope you enjoyed our tour around Tramtown in Blackpool. I mean, what an amazing place this is. But before we end the video, I've got to say a thank you to Councillor Paul Galley for sorting us out access here today, and also David Evans for being our fantastic tour guide, as always, here at Tramtown. If you would like to make a donation towards the roof project here at Tramtown, I'm going to put a link down in the video description below. You can also check out these heritage trams. They do have tram tours here on a weekly basis. So I'll put a link down below so you can find out more information on how to book these tours. They are very cheap, and all the funds from these tours goes towards fixing the roof and maintaining the heritage trams here at Tramtown.